Today marks 1361st day. Share lessons to learn and continue to learn with you. Well, I hope these things help you inspire you, support your team, help achieve goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I was looking into a couple of my pictures and I was thinking an idea like, how do you know that which pictures to keep, which pictures to let go? Because when you have like hundreds of pictures, at some point you say like, do we need all of them? I think that sometimes you need to understand that too many pictures could be not helpful. It's too much of clutter. And I was thinking, okay, what, what pictures to keep? What kind of pictures to throw? And there's an interesting thing because pictures that we need to keep and pictures that need to let go is both ways. What do I mean in both ways? Does it mean that there's pictures that is external that you have in your hand, even potentially in your phone that you're actually able to see? But there's more important pictures. There's more important pictures that we need to understand that we need to really take in, keep, and some pictures letting that go. So what are those more important pictures? And those more important pictures is internal pictures that we took of ourselves. Those memories that are imprinted in our mind as pictures. And that means that we need to really clear that clutter. We need to clear that clutter because there's a lot of pictures that is not serving. Because I think it's very important to declutter. Because I think that there's a reason why we need to focus on really decluttering and removing some pictures and really take care of our our take care of our mindset. Because I think that I will share like why this is important first before really going into how to do it. But number one thing is that our environment affects our mindset. Our environment affects our mindset. That means when you look into the pictures that we have ourselves externally, that you're able to see on a phone, that could potentially bring memories that is serving us, and it could bring memories that are sabotaging us. Reminds us the moments that we maybe we were not performing at our highest, that we were not performing who we are, and we are not performing in alignment who we are. Because I think that sometimes we start to align or label ourselves based on our worst days. That's not what it is. Sometimes I think that we chose the wrong path, we perform at the worst. This is not who we are. This is a picture that I'm not supposed to keep. So that means that even internally, when we think about memories and we have a picture of ourselves, that how we acted in certain position. So let's ask like, did I actually pursue my path? This is was because I think I truly believe that if we are not in alignment who we supposed to be, sometimes we will act not the way how we're supposed to act or how we are. So that means that we need to remove those pictures out and start putting those better pictures in ourselves because the environment is in our head. If we have too many pictures where we're not performing at our best, how that what do you think how that will affect our understanding of who we are? How that will affect our courage? How will it affect our confidence? So I think that if we have like 1,000 pictures in our mind of ourselves, if these 900 pictures are negative, like how did will represent in our mindset? So if you have a say that 1,000 pictures and then 900 is negative, maybe able to really declutter at the beginning and then 800 throw it away and keep 100 negative, 100 positive. How much different your confidence, your courage could be when you really start looking at how to bring those positive pictures, keep the positive pictures, and then removing those old pictures that doesn't add value anymore. I think those pictures to reflect on them is important, but we need to let them go. We need to reflect because we need to extract the wisdom, extract the knowledge. Because if you keep repeating the same mistake over and over again, and sometimes it could be good to look into all those pictures that you have of yourself and say, like, those are negative pictures. I have like 10 of those, 20 of those. What are common patterns in those pictures? What did they do to really cause that? And sometimes when we're able to see, like, oh, this is a pattern. So maybe I'm able to break the pattern that I could bring some positive pictures into my life. So I think it's very important to understand that the pictures that we keep, external or internal, will dictate and affect our mindset. And sometimes when you say, this person doesn't have a good mindset, and that's might be one of the reasons that they have pictures in their mind that are not positive. Number two, that I think that's oh, like, before I go, like I want to say that picture that you keep a lot of times anchors the version of you that you keep the pictures of. So if you want to change and anchor a different person, sometimes we really need to reinforce that new identity with pictures that we keep. We don't want to keep those pictures that triggers us to go to the old version of us. Number two, that the reason why is so important is that memory is malleable. Memory is malleable. So that means it's flexible. Like I always used to think that past is fixed and that's how it always will be because it happened and that's it. And first one person who really heard it, Benjamin Hardy. That was the first person that heard idea that you're able to adjust your past. You adjust your past. So what do you mean adjust your past? That means that when you look into the past with new eyes, because you changing, you improving, your perspective is bigger, your wisdom is bigger. So the things that you were able to learn from the past, now you're able to go back in the past and say like, what would I learn now based on my understanding, based on my knowledge, based on my wisdom? And the things that you're able to gather from the past, sometimes are totally different. And the things that you said that, okay, this was a loss, now when you really are reflecting on that and the things that you were able to gather from that experience, it's like, wow, this was a massive win in my life. That developed this, this, and this, and this. And this was not a loss, this was a massive win. So I think that when we look into the pictures of ourselves, we're able to say, like if I'm reflecting with new myself, and would it change? From what perspective we need to look into that to make this past experience good? So sometimes we're able to really try to look into the future and say, like, what if I were my best version of me? How would differently I would look into this picture? How differently if I would be a person who really has massive wisdom, massive understanding? How my mentor would look into this picture of me? And I think that that's something that really allows us memory will be malleable. And I think that that's is very important to understand all the time that the picture that we keep, sometimes we able to ask, is is this picture would be reflected on in the future as well? Would be that something that is important? Well, do I want to keep this memory because I want to slowly reflect? Not because I want to ponder, but because I want to really get more out of it. Because I think that there's a lot of lessons in this experience, in this position. I think that's something that is a very, very, very good reason to keep a picture that to say like, I don't understand what I needed to learn here. I don't understand that because I didn't grow enough yet. But I know that I will grow because I'm developing and growing and investing time in myself. So I will be wise enough to understand what kind of lesson it was hidden here. I think I really love what John C. Maxwell said once, that a lot of times people think that opportunities for growth, opportunity for business is like Las Vegas, like there's a light and then pumping, boom, boom, opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. It's very easy to see, and you go into that. That's in life. That's not how it is. Opportunity for growth is not flashy. Opportunity for growth is hidden in a struggle to reflect on, to go through the pain and emotional discomfort to really find that and extract that gold. Even gold, when I think about it, there's a massive need to go in and dig a hole to extract the gold. And I think that that's exactly when ourselves, sometimes we need to dig inside ourselves to really be able to really look at those pictures, not be afraid of those pictures, and really understand, okay, what do we need to extract of those pictures? Number three is you're writing your identity. That's a very, very important to really keep more and more pictures that are uplifting. Because when I said it at the beginning that you if you have 1,000 pictures of yourself performing a certain way, and you have a identity, but now let's say that you let go of 900 pictures of them, and you keep 80% of those are positive. Like that's the 900 negative, 100 positive. And so the 900 you remove and you keep only positive those 100. How much different you will see if you're able to see pictures of yourself that you perform, you do great jobs. How different your identity will be. I think it's very, very important to really put pictures of yourself that you really want to be like. So how you want to act, how you want to, what kind of character you want to have. So like when you look at your pictures, like what kind of pictures of you represents the person that you want to be? What kind of pictures represent who you are as a person. And of course, we want to say that we want to have that vision of ourselves, what kind of person we want to be. We need to understand who we are in a core, and of course, let go of the person that you used to be in the past, and not really look back and say, like, is that still who I am? No, like we need to lean forward to the person that we want to be. And the pictures that we keep and the pictures that we let go, we potentially could really say, like, I'm not that person anymore. I'm not that person. I'm okay letting that person go. Because sometimes it's not easy to let go old version of you, because sometimes old version of you allows to keep doing the habit that is old version of you doing. So it's very, very important to really being able to let go. So able to really say that, oh, I'm attracting down those habits that this new version of me are having. Number four is less clutter, more clarity. I love that. Less clutter, more clarity. So that means that when you have externally a lot of pictures, you don't know which ones are important, what are the most important things in your life. But it's like, what are the most important values for me? And what I need to do to really live in those values. And the less pictures you have of it, the more clarity. And exactly the same with your internal pictures of yourself. The less pictures sometimes you have, the more clarity you have on yourself, who you are, who you want to be, and where you're going, and what steps you need to take to get there. So sometimes it's really good to reflect on pictures that we have about ourselves, is just to have more clarity where you're supposed to go, what kind of skills, what weakness, what blind spots, what strengths, what gifts, all the things that you have that picture on. And I would say, like, sometimes people have been lost. Maybe you have been lost because you just have too many pictures of yourself performing different times of your life, including myself. And I'm thinking, like, I've moved so many times. I experienced so much. And sometimes with all those pictures could become clutter in my mind, and suddenly, like, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? I think that's a great way to really declutter and to have more clarity in our lives. The last one I want to mention is that why it's important to really declutter and remove those pictures, external and internal, is that self-compassion and agency. Because I think that at that moment when you're choosing what to keep or not keep, you say that I get to decide what parts of my story I carry with me and how I see myself. This is a personal joy. No one else should dictate or could dictate how you feel about yourself. This is my story. This is me who chooses to decide the way how I see myself. I think that is again one of the main reasons that some people don't feel, including myself, that fully aligned, because too many times we pursue paths that is allocated based on our circumstances. And being able to really sit down, look into our pictures, internal, external, it's like, what picture of myself is the picture that I want to keep, and have more of those pictures. And that self-compassion and that self-agency allows you to really focus on, really say, like, what do I need to do to bring more of those pictures into my life that could be joyful, blissful, that would be meaningful, fulfilling. And I think that's the beautiful thing when we start looking into really pictures, because pictures could potentially. But when I think about pictures, one of the thing is that we're supposed to live based on imagination, not based on our past. So pictures are supposed to be good to really understand. Okay, what do I need to create right now? Not based on the past, but okay, let's look into what could they do with this picture. So imagine what they could do with this picture of ourselves. What could they do differently? I think it's a beautiful thing when we say, like, I need to really create something, and I want to create from the picture of myself. So I hope you did reflect on that as well. How many pictures do you have of yourself? What kind of pictures do you need to let go, externally and internally, just to make sure that you live your life in accordingly of who you want to be and the way how you want to live. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.